Later on came a family of autogyros that some of you may well know. If you've seen the James Bond film, You Only Live Twice, the autogyro in that, Little Nelly, one of the creations of the late, great and much missed Wing Commander Ken Wallace, who developed a huge family of self-designed and built autogyros at his home at Remiston Hall in Norfolk. Well, those were much more basic and vestigial machines, bestowed with outstanding performance, and indeed the setters of many autogyro records in their time. But on the Wallace autogyros, the pilot sat on a distinctly primitive looking seat in the open air on the front of the structure. Not so here with the Rotorsport Calidus. It's got an adjustable seat, cockpit heating, and it makes it into a very practical touring aeroplane as well. The engine, a single Rotax engine of a type very popular on modern microlight aircraft, for example. Produces excellent fuel economy, and it gives the autogyro a fair turn of speed as well. All of this is very useful to Peter Troy-Davies, who based this aircraft near Blackpool and goes all over the UK to display it. He's also flown other autogyros at some of the world's major aviation events. Here he is coming past and waving. One great practical advantage of the autogyro is that it basically can't stall in the event of the engine failing. The machine would simply auto-rotate, as it's known, down for a landing, with the rotor continuing to windmill just as it is while the engine is still operative. Top speed of the Calidus, about 120 miles an hour. And Peter says he gets about 4 hours worth of endurance, burning 12 to 18 litres of fuel per hour. The fuel, of course, provided by his main sponsor, Air Total. It's a tandem two-seater, and there are more than 1,000 examples of the Calidus in existence. This is in fact a new one that Peter's operating for this year. It's a very good aircraft for the display circuit because Peter's able to operate it in conditions that would ground many other display acts. It's pretty practical to operate in strong crosswinds. And of course, all the while, he has the inherent flexibility of the autogyro to hand in terms of takeoff and landing performance. Peter Troy-Davies has been flying for 35 years. He got his first display authorization for an autogyro 25 years ago. And he's been, as I said, flying them at many of the world's major aviation events ever since. He's also established several records with conventional fixed-wing aircraft and in microlights. He says he has an ambition to one day fly through the Channel Tunnel. I'd like to see him get that past the authorities. Peter's display is one very well suited for all sorts of venues. He's able to turn the Calidus tightly, keep it well inside of the crowd, and as I said, he's been given a dispensation to come into a distance of 75 metres at certain points in his display, making very good use of that here.
Basket. Watch the basket. Diane.
And it's really thanks to Peter that autogyro displays have become a regular feature on the airshow circuit in Britain in recent seasons after some absence, it must be said, apart from the efforts of a few individuals on occasion.
Where's she going?
Time was when
Has she gone
late
past?
Ken Wallace's auto gyro displays were an almost permanent fixture at many of the more generally orientated displays in the United Kingdom. Very entertaining they were too, and it was a given that when Peter Troy Davies started out on the show circuit a few years ago, he turned to Ken for advice.
She's gone fishing all the way down there. Stupid thing.
Stand waving for it.
I am.
Excuse me. Stand at the back, waving to her. Stand at the back, waving to her.
She's gone off.
You're gonna have to try.
So Peter now bringing the auto gyro in to near crowd centre. Once again, Peter giving a wave as he goes down the crowd line.
Excuse me.
Of course, despite the aircraft's excellent performance, he's always having to adjust the sequence in blustering conditions such as this to take account of the wind. But that completes his sequence.